explain to us the Career Pathway program?
Absolutely. So Career Pathways is designed to make sure our students are really prepared for careers when they leave Newport News Public Schools. When they graduate, we want them to be, of course, college, career, and citizen ready, and Career Pathways is a huge part of that. It starts in elementary school with a focus on awareness, where students learn about the wide range of careers that are available through things like career fairs and guest speakers. And then in middle school, the focus shifts to exploration, where young people actually go out into the community to learn more about the careers on things like field trips, or in some cases, in middle school, we do have some students doing job shadowing and volunteering, things like that. And then in high school, our focus is on really pushing them into a career. So we want them to be out of the schools as much as possible, learning about those careers firsthand. And that happens through things like internships, again, job shadowing, a lot more real-world experiences with those careers. So our Career Pathways initiative goes pre-K through graduation and then also into adult education as well. We have some experiences, for example, the early career program that we started last year is all about that jumpstart on your career, modeled after a really successful early college program.
Oh, wow. And so what would you say your goal is for the Career Pathway program?
Wow. To make sure that 100% of our students graduate fully prepared for success in the career that they are passionate about. We don't want young people just going into any job. We want them to know what the steps are for success in that career, education-wise. So is this something that needs a high school diploma? Is it something that needs a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, graduate school? We want them to be fully prepared with the knowledge and the skills to be successful in that career. And also to know that when they wake up ready for that career, it's like, I'm excited about going to work today. You know, we don't want them to just, oh, what a job, you know. No, we want them to be informed, well-informed, so that they can pick a career that they are genuinely excited about doing every day.
Okay, wow, well, thank you so much for talking with me. What career do you wish to pursue upon entering college?
Upon entering college, I wish to pursue anesthesiology, so I'm going to have a major in biochemistry, so that's my goal.
Okay, and what courses have you taken that you feel will prepare yourself for college?
As far as the courses I've taken, definitely my AP courses, for example, AP Chemistry, AP Spanish, even AP Art has really helped me to prepare for the level of rigor that colleges will expect and expose me to different things.
Okay. So what skills would you say those classes have prepared you for?
As far as AP Chemistry is concerned, that class definitely taught me the skill of resilience. I had many struggles trying to conquer, you know, the many assignments that we had to do. It was hard, but I did it. I bounced back. AP Art has taught me to relax and really enjoy the moment and, you know, just do what I love. And all my other AP courses have just pretty much taught me hard work.
Okay, well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, I'm here with Tristan, and so just tell us a little about your booth.
First of all, we're Woodside High School. We're representing TSA. Okay, our booth is supposed to kind of give a little bit of idea of like critical thinking skills. It's like this tack right here. If you spin it, it'll balance itself. Centrifugal forces. I mean, it's supposed to make you think. Okay.
And how do you plan on using this to further your career?
First of all, I'm going to be an engineer. So critical thinking skills are really high on the priority list whenever you're becoming an engineer. So that's really going to further my career right there versus other people who don't really know how to use critical thinking skills.
Okay, well that makes sense. All right, thanks for talking to us.
You too.
I'm here with these ladies from Booker T. Washington Middle School through the GEMS program. They're just going to explain to me a little bit about the program. Now, Julia, explain to me GEMS.
GEMS is a science and engineering program for girls, and at our school we do little activities, and it gives us teamwork, responsibilities, and it tells us what we probably want to do in the future.
Now, when I went to Booker T, they didn't have all this here, so it may be a really good engineering program. It seems like it's very hands-on, correct? So, Chloe, tell me why you decided to join gyms.
I've always been interested in science and math, so.
And Naya, what's your favorite thing to do dealing with this program?
My favorite thing to do is like take things apart. Well, we don't really do that, but like build things up, like the directions, and we did like cool new things. Yeah.
So, with engineering, are you going to pursue that when you get to high school, maybe?
Yes. Usually you can do it if you want to be an engineer when you get older. This will really help. And if you want to work at the shipyard, this is a good start to learn about it.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today.
Can you explain to us your booth here?
Yeah, well, our English teacher, Mrs. Trainer, and our biology teacher, Ms. Chassard, they joined together to make a lesson plan based around a story that we were learning in English and some principles that we had learned in bio. So it ended up being like a criminology, English, and science mashup, and it was a really fun experience.
Okay, so do you see yourself pursuing this in college?
Not the science part of it, but I really do enjoy English, so I think I will be pursuing something in English when I go to college.
Okay, so what would be one of your favorite parts of this project?
You guys want to answer?
Just doing the DNA in general and figuring out like if it's a match or not and comparing it to the other results to figure out like who was who in reality. So
Okay. Does anyone else want to share anything? No? Okay, well, thanks so much for explaining it to us. All right.
So I'm here today with these two gentlemen, Matthew and Evan, and they're just going to explain to me about their ROTC program at Minchville. So Matthew, what made you want to choose the ROTC program?
Well, both my parents are in the military, and so I grew up around the military lifestyle. And when it came to high school, I decided I wanted to go into the military. And so I felt that ROTC would be a good opportunity to provide me with experience and get some of the get some ideas of what the military life will be like and what it takes to be in the military, what things I need, and the leadership, the character, the integrity, all that stuff that will help me get into the military I get from ROTC.
Evan, what about you? What made you want to join the ROTC program?
Well, ROTC, it builds character, it builds citizenship traits, and it builds leadership, which all can help me after high school and when I apply for college and after college when I'm in the job force.
Looking at the graphics at the table, it looks like you're very hands-on at what you guys do. So, like, you guys want to tell me a little bit of what you guys do at in the ROTC program?
Right. Well, we have two main areas of study, and that's science and aerospace education and leadership education. And so with leadership education, we're very hands-on. We do stuff like we lead drill, we lead ceremonies, we do color guards, and that develops our leadership and whatnot. And then with the sciences, we have like aerospace science, where we do stuff like we build the rockets, we interact with model airplanes, stuff like that. And then we also learn about other cultures. For example, we learn a lot about the Muslims and the Middle East because our instructors have been over in the Middle East. It's a big area, you know, right now, especially dealing with the military. And so we do a lot of stuff with that in the classroom.
Well, last year, as a junior year, you build rockets. And we went out and you build your rocket. It takes about 2 weeks to paint and engineer a rocket. You take a fuel capsule, you insert it into the rocket, and you actually shoot your rocket up and get a launch and see how many times you can launch before it explodes, which is pretty cool to see who is like the best engineer in class. So that's one of the cool aspects of ROTC.
If you guys weren't in the ROTC program, do you know what possibly you'll be doing right now?
I think I would still have the same goal, but I wouldn't be as sure as how to get there. I think the ROTC program provides me with a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that will help me get to my eventual goal of being an officer in the military. And I really do believe that it has helped me a lot in that respect.
What about you?
I honestly don't know where I'd be without ROTC because it's more of a lifestyle. There's things that that I didn't do before ROTC, but once I got to ROTC, I started picking them up and doing them, like attention to detail. So without ROTC, I honestly don't know who I'd be or where I'd be.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me today. So I'm here with these ladies today for Project in Conclusion, and they're going to just tell me what their program's about. So Alyssa, explain to me what Project in Conclusion consists of.
Project Inclusion is a 3-day diversity camp, and we focus on diversity and like kind of keeping people from being like separated from each other. So we try to make sure that all the students learn about equality, and then they bring the traits that they learned back to their home high school to kind of learn to teach their other students about what they learned.
Is Project Inclusion builds you to be a better person?
Yeah, we teach, we learn traits that usually that people should know, but people don't usually use like at home. So we learn about like racial problems, sexuality problems, and just kind of like things that go on in the real world that people don't usually pay attention to.
I see a lot of graphics at their table. They look their hands on with what they do. So Jasmine, explain to me, out of all the programs, why you chose Project in Conclusion.
I chose this program because it not only helped me, but I feel as though when I brought everything I learned back home, it helped me and my parents as well to become a better person as far as accepting people for who they are and just making ourselves better. Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today.
What does college, career, and citizen ready mean to you?
Well, this is an idea that people are on track to become good citizens, go to college, or get a career, rather than drop out of school, mess up, and end up in either on social services or in the criminal justice system. So it's an excellent opportunity to get people focused on the right direction.
Okay, and how do you feel Newport News Public Schools prepares its students for successful careers?
Well, we're seeing that today with all the displays. People are showing what they've been doing, the research they've been doing, their involvement in the community, potential careers. So this is a great opportunity, and we're seeing that right now.
Okay, and how do you feel Newport News Public School students can compete with other students throughout the nation?
Well, one of the things that in competition is competition on education. The better educated the group is, the more likely it is to attract businesses, the more likely it is to advance, get better salaries. And so we are competing through education.
Okay, well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you. Okay.
So given your work with Newport News Public Schools School Board, and as a former teacher, how do you feel the students here today have upheld your vision on education?
I'm very proud of what the administrators, teachers, and students are doing today. I think education is geared toward life situations so that when students leave us and go into the work world, they will have the tools that are necessary to cope and to progress. There are great changes taking place in the world, rapid changes. And students have to be prepared to meet those changes, and I think Newport News is doing that for our children.
Okay. All right, and what is the greatest change you've seen in today's students and education?
Well, I think students have many more opportunities to participate in activities that they create, and they're not as pressed to do classroom work and to read from a book. They get more opportunities to experiment and to discover for themselves, and I think that's great, because in our world today, change takes place so rapidly. We need students who are able to cope and who are able to move on and not be stuck in one place.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. It was so great meeting you.
Well, I enjoyed it.
All right, thank you.
So I'm here today with Adriana from Heritage High School for the Early College Program. Adriana, do you want to kind of explain to me what your program's about?
Okay, so basically it's for seniors, where you stay one semester at your home school and then one semester at Thomas Nelson, and it just basically you get a head start on like your college career. So basically, if you plan to go to college next year, you'll go in with at least maybe 19 credit hours. So you'll be taking your college English your first semester at high school, and then all your other classes are going to be your spring semester at Thomas Nelson. So basically, it's just a good head start for seniors, just to get just ready for college, and it's a good transition to college. So you already know what college is going to be about with the coursework and how professors are not going to be, because they're not like high school teachers. So it's just good for seniors to do.
I know a lot of kids will probably be very excited to want to finish high school early. Now, you, on the other hand, what made you specifically want to do early college?
Basically, I just wanted to get a head start on my college classes, because I have to spend 8 years in college because I want to be a veterinarian. So the less work I have to do, the better. And also, I just love a challenge. That's just my type of personality.
Well, it's always good to have a head start on your future. Thank you today, Adriana, for joining me.
Welcome you to the College Career and Citizen Ready Expo and to our school community. A little bit about Crittenden. We are a science, technology, engineering, and math magnet school, and we are committed to our school superintendent, Dr. Ashby Kilgore's vision of advancement, achievement, and youth development. Right now, hundreds of students at Crittenden are preparing for an egg-dropping, rocket-blasting engineering fair that will take place next week. Additionally, at Crittenden Middle School, we stand on the shoulders of our school's namesake, Mrs. Flora D. Crittenden, who we are thrilled is with us today. We are working to ensure her legacy of academic excellence and citizenship for every student, every day, in every classroom, no matter what. I know you've been amazed by what I call the awesomeness of what our Newport News Public Schools students have shared on what their schools are doing in the area of college, career, and citizen readiness. We're so very happy that this experience could take place in our school community. So once again, welcome. At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing our school board chairman, Mr. Jeff Stachel. He is an architect with PMA in Hilton Village and a product of Newport News Public Schools. Mr. Stachel was elected to the school board in 2010 and selected by the school board in July of 2014 to be chairman. Mr. Jeff Stachel.
Well, good morning, and I think everybody will agree this is just a fantastic event, a chance to see what goes on in classrooms and in the corners of our schools, and where young people begin to look, to the horizon of what their future can be. So I want to welcome everybody to the Crittenden Middle School and to our College Career and Citizen Ready Expo. And let's give everybody who took part in this a hand. With us this morning are quite a cast of individuals who work and support the work in our community, as well as the work that is involved in educating our future generation. And I'd like to acknowledge, so bear with me, I'm going to read through the list and let's recognize all of our leaders. Former State Delegate Flora Crittenton, and for which this school is named, obviously. And she's accompanied by her daughter, Thursa. With us this morning is Congressman Robert C. Scott. And Shannon Kendrick is representing Congressman Scott Ridgell. Senator Mamie Locke is here. State Senator Mamie Locke, thank you. As well as State Senator John Miller. We have State Delegate David Yancey. And Tristan McDonald is representing State Delegate Monty Mason. Our City Council is represented today with the presence of Vice Mayor Rob Coleman, if Rob could stand, and Dr. Sandra Cherry. We have school board members here today as well. Carlton Ashby, the vice chairman. Ms. Shelley Simons is here. Gary Hunter. Where's Gary? There he is. And we have former school board member and former chairman John McMillan. Now, John's a former NASA engineer and, I'm right about that? No, shipyard engineer. No. John, what did you do? Okay, all right. Well, the point there is that John served many years on the school board, and so today we get a chance to see a lot of high technology, scientific, and advanced things going on in our school curriculum. And John helped to imagine these things years ago. So I just want to acknowledge all of his hard work over the years. Thank you, John. Also with us is Sheriff Gabe Morgan. And President of the Chamber of Commerce, Mike Coons. We have PTA Council President Valencia Gross. Also with us are members of the Newport News Education Foundation, and perhaps they could stand just briefly, any members who are here. They helped. All right, and also to all of our students, all of our educators and leaders in the 3 C's, college, career, and citizen readiness. You know, it takes a collection of folks like this to bring together an initiative like this. And I think we all had a chance to see some uncommonly new, fresh things when we walked around the halls, things that you don't necessarily maybe think are going on in our schools. And I think it really, really starts to unfold the things that are possible when you have a division that has a strategy and has worked consistently over the years to pursue something higher than the minimums. So college, career, and citizen ready, the 3 C's, you hear the 3 C's, you hear college, career, and citizen ready as a slogan, but it is really much more than a slogan. It's not just a flag that we fly. We live in a world where we see logos and slogans all the time, but I have to tell you that this is more than skin deep. This is a program which is developed through and through into the DNA of what Newport News Public Schools is. When we say college, we are talking about creating lifelong learners, that education goes beyond what you learn in elementary, middle, and high school, and that to make our world work, it's going to take education after high school, it's going to take education after graduation from college, or if you're in a technical field, it's going to take education continually to keep up. So it's not just getting past the high school graduation stage. We're really pushing to get our students ready for lifelong learning. When we say career, we're talking about exposing our children to the pathways of the future. We're talking about showing them what it's like to be an engineer at the shipyard in a nuclear submarine, or what it's like at Jeff Labs to work on nuclear physics. We're talking about what are the possibilities if you're interested in aviation, you know, getting you up close to an airplane. We're talking about opening the door to what is next in life, and what turns on our kids, and what pathways can we provide for them to get there. Some of that I think you've seen today in a very real and salient way. So when we say citizen, we're talking about developing our kids so they can stand on their own 2 feet. They can become individuals. They can become responsible contributors, and they can give back to the world that we so much want for them, and the one that we've built for them and us as well. We're not, at Newport News Public Schools, we are not trying to shoot to pass an SOL score. We're not trying to get ready for just an SAT test. We're trying to raise our children, give our young people an exposure that's going to give them a chance to stand up and take control of their lives. And this approach has been built deliberately, it's been built strategically. And when I was first elected to the school board 4 years ago, the superintendent put me into a meeting called a think tank. And I sat there with representatives from our business community, the educational community, the college community, and was led by a consultant who laid out a pathway for our division to go develop a curriculum that was deep, and that it allowed us to start exploring creative thinking, innovation, critical thinking skills. And laid out there in our sessions that lasted several days, it became obvious that we were on a pathway ourselves, and we needed the courage to stay the course. And I have had the opportunity with the rest of the school board to see how that pathway that we took as a school board has brought us to something like we see today. And I just really wanted to point out that we think we're on the right path. We think life for our young people is more than just passing an SOL test, and hopefully you'll see that today. I couldn't think of a better spokesperson for this than one of our own students, Ms. Aaliyah Mead. She exemplifies, I think, what really is possible for young people in our community. And Aaliyah has joined us as a student member of the school board this year. She's a senior at Woodside. She is also a member of the Student Advisory Group on Education. She was elected by that group to serve on the school board as their representative. She is on the varsity volleyball team and the cheerleading team in the Peninsula Juniors Volleyball Club. So, Aaliyah, will you come up and share a few words with us?
Good morning, everyone. Great. I'd like to start by defining a simple word today, mission. What is a mission? Mission is defined as an important task carried out for a specific purpose. An important task carried out for a specific purpose. By a show of hands, whose important task or mission in life is to become successful? Good, okay. So it's safe to say everyone has a mission to be successful in life. Well, Newport News Public Schools as a whole focuses on one mission: ensuring that all students graduate college, career, and citizen ready. In short, we summarize this mission by the 3 C's. As a student in NNPS, it is nearly impossible to go a whole school day without being reminded of this mission in some way, shape, or form. The 3 C's are virtually everywhere in our schools, on every announcement we hear, on every poster we see, and all around us today in this expo. So why are they so important? What do they mean to us? Easy. They serve as a compass to help us complete our individual missions for success. And here's how. The first C, college ready, reminds us that higher education is key to getting the most out of life. In NNPS, students are becoming college ready by challenging ourselves through enrollment in a wide variety of AP courses. Some of our seniors are enrolled in the early college program through TNCC, and others are dual enrolled at their high schools to receive college credit hours by the time they graduate. The second C, career ready, reminds us of all the avenues after high school we can choose to travel in order to pursue success. Through career pathways in elementary and middle school, students develop career awareness and explore the possibilities, whereas in high school, students are exposed to career options through internships, job shadowing, and hands-on training. Through the STEM program, regardless of what grade level you're in, those enrolled are engaged in hands-on activities that prepare them for more education and career possibilities in science, technology, engineering, and math. Lastly, some of us are enrolled in career and technical education courses, or CTE courses, that prepare us to earn one of more than a dozen industry certifications, bettering our access to technical and high-skilled careers in the future. The third C, and my favorite C, citizen ready. It reminds us to be wholesome, well-rounded, and spectacular people that will benefit society in the future. As students, we dedicate our time and effort through service within the community. And we participate in an array of programs that help us develop great character, like Project Inclusion, YADAP, Diversity Day, Students Against Destructive Decisions, and many more. These developmental programs are what make NNPS scholars the most renowned on the peninsula. Ultimately, NNPS's overarching mission of the 3 C's helps us build toward our individual missions. Just by the amount of students here today, it's easy to see the appreciation we have for and the belief we have in a school system that cares about our individual missions just as much as we do. Recall the definition of a mission: an important task carried out for a specific purpose. Well, I'm here to say, to graduate college, career, and citizen ready is the important task, and our individual missions for success is the purpose. Thank you so much.
Just to close, this is a beautiful day and a beautiful example of what young people do in our world. They're not what you read in the paper always. They really are as smart and as knowledgeable and as self-directed as you saw here today. I think you saw great examples through the video and through real-life conversations of what college, career, and citizen-ready education really looks like in Newport News. And I'm going to just close with 2 things. Mr. Stotchell started the conversation about this was a strategic move that we made in Newport News. About 4 or 5 years ago, we said education's got to be for big things. It's got to get kids ready for a big life. And we can do that. And we've done that, I think, and we're starting to do that with our CCC emphasis to make school education with a purpose. We got to have a purpose when we're here. And it's very motivating as a student to have a big purpose to the work that you do. So I think that's one reason for CCC. You all know the job market stories. You know the need for post-secondary study. 80% of the jobs in our young people's future is going to require some kind of college, some kind of post-secondary study. They're going to look for people that have skills. Their competition is all over this world. And so our kids have to be really very unique and have very different experiences. And that's what I think you saw today was a different kind of education in Newport News Public Schools. And one point I want to make about that different education, it would not be possible without two things. One, the really smart people that work here and think up all this stuff. And I think the second thing is the business partners. They've gone way beyond being a partner. They are now business educators. They're right in the room educating our young people in so many dimensions. So this community has been a part of this movement with us, and it has opened up the world of education, so it's not just within those four walls in that school for 12 years. It's all over this community. So I think this is a community movement as well as a school movement, and together we're going to do big, big things for our young people. Now, you saw at the beginning all the dignitaries and important people here. The best thing to think is all the next generation of important people are sitting up here, and they're going to make things happen. So thank you all very much.